Good evening, Interworld. Sergeant Slack here from Banana Bomb Productions, welcoming you back to this, the BBP recap for May 2013. That's right, it's May already. It's almost summer. It's been a couple of tastes of nice days, and May was a very eventful month for me in particular. In May, I had 2 weekends where I had 3 gigs, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, gig on each day, twice in May. That took up a lot of time. On top of that, one of my hard drives died, so that meant there was data everywhere for a few weeks, for a few days until I could get a replacement. Got the replacement drive, put it in, and I'm still only now, as we're getting into June, catching up on getting data back in the right places. It's on memory cards, it's on old externals, it's just crammed in on my C drive. Oh, it's been a wild ride. But I did replace my hard drive. That's in and working, so I've got plenty of storage and stuff now. That's all good. Plenty of gigs. That kept me really busy. Like 3 gigs in a weekend. Festival gigs at Ship Fest at the Ship Inn in Keynsham. That was the first time they'd run that festival. I was down there with Black Flames. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, really nice day playing out over the park by Keynsham. And it was really quite enjoyable all round. My other weekend of 3 gigs in the same weekend was a couple of Black Flames and one shot. And that was just in and around Bristol, and Bristol really livens up around this time of year in terms of music, and they start to put on a lot of sort of like mini festivals and music festivals leading up to around the time of Glastonbury, when that happens at the end of June. And then from that point, everyone kind of moves out of Bristol. The music scene carries on in Bristol, but the festivals move out. So it's nice. Bristol does its own sort of pre-festival season, which is quite good and quite entertaining. In terms of the channel, we're doing really well. We're getting up though. We've got up to about 680 subs, something like that, by the end of May. That's really good, going well. Still on target. Social Blade reckons I'll be hitting my target of 1,000 subs by November time this year, so that's good because I wanted to get it done by the end of this year, and we're still on target for that. That's all going really well, so yay! Now, May also saw the introduction of patch 5.3 in World of Warcraft. Now this was very interesting because Blizzard have completely redesigned PvP. You now have a base resilience of 60%. Is 60% or 65%? Can't remember. Just on your character in PvE gear. So we've got this weird situation at the moment where if you're going to do world PvP, PvE gear is better than your PvP gear is, by a long shot. When you jump into Battlegrounds, it kind of normalises it, so everyone's got level 496 gear. So even if you're wearing 502 level raid tier stuff, when you jump into a battleground, it's going to get squidged down so that your stats will resemble those of the PvP gear. Now this is a really interesting change, but unfortunately I don't think it's one for the better. If you're in a situation where your PvE gear is better than your PvP gear for PvP, then there's something wrong, there's something broken in that system. I can see what Blizzard are trying to do with it, I can see them making changes, but it does feel a little bit like they're testing things out on the player base and going from there, instead of doing proper testing and having the PTRs being used well. And I don't know, I'm finding PvP slightly more enjoyable, but it doesn't seem to have fixed the things that they were addressing, and the things that they were addressing were survivability in terms of healers just being unkillable and your general not getting global down to nothing. Now, the healers are ever so slightly easier to kill, but there's still occasions where I get global down to nothing. It doesn't happen as often as it did in patch 5.2, but it still happens enough for it to be that's a thing. So I hope that Blizzard can sort it out. I hope they can get into what they need to be doing, but at the moment it's not working for me. That being said, I have played a lot more in patch 5.3, and there's been a few different things going on, which brings me neatly on to the videos section of this video. That doesn't really make sense. Moving on. Over here I will put up a new series of mine, which is Brawlers Guild. Boo! So the Brawlers Guild is just the standard Brawlers Guild that was added in patch 5.2 to World of Warcraft. It's the hardest PvE boss fights that you can get, and it's designed to be hard content. So for people who are geared and who have done all the raiding and stuff, and they're like slightly bored, this gives you something else to work through. So I think there's sort of like 3 or 4 boss fights per level, and you go up in ranks, and then I think you get an achieve when you get to rank 8, because that's the really good one. So Brawlers Guild has just started. I've done a couple of episodes and they're up on the channel now, so go and check those out. But video of the month is going to have to be SimCity episode 11. Ooh. Now this is where I start a new town in the region of Slacktopia, and what I'm kind of doing with this SimCity playthrough is I've got like an 8-town region, an 8-city region, sorry, which is the region of Slacktopia, and what I'm doing in there is I'm spending sort of 10 episodes on each town, get the towns up to sort of like a city status, get them built, and then get them all producing and all in the green, on the green side of things, so we've got plenty of money to work with. And then we're going to go and build the arcology thing, which is probably leaning towards power plant at the moment, because it's just useful. Get that done, and then just it'll be a case of tweaking those towns and getting them up. But I want to get everything up and started, and the beginning of the game is what I have most experience at. Although the reason I've made SimCity episode 11 video of the month is because I'd been up all night and decided it was a good idea to record some SimCity, and then I recorded like 4 episodes, and the town got off to a really bad start. But it's really interesting to watch, because you can see exactly what happens if you don't get your housing sorted and you have kind of like a transient population in your city. People come in and people go out, and it's just nothing quite gets going, and nothing is as good as it should be. So, this is Sergeant Slack from Banana Bun Productions saying thanks very much for watching this, the BBP recap for May 2013. Comment, like, subscribe if you did. Leave a comment in the down below. Let me know what you've been up to in May, how your May has been, and I will catch you next time. Ta-ra. Rolling. Ah, yeah. What is it? No. I think that's everything. It better be everything. This is Sergeant Slack. I've already said that.